All right, thank you, Danny. It is 6:32 right now. Andrew McGann, the man accused of killing Clinton and Cristen Brink there at Devil's Den State Park, could go to trial sometime next spring. McGann is accused as the couple were hiking with their daughters at the state park back in July of last year. In another hearing on Tuesday, 8 motions filed by his lawyers were discussed, one which was a request to keep jurors and witnesses from engaging in what they're calling improper contact with each other. Judge Joanna Taylor says some of the motions were premature without a trial date yet set, but the defense is requesting March or April 2027 for that trial date. Well, now to a developing story in Carroll County, where an aviation accident left 2 people injured. The FAA leading now. The accident happened Monday night at the Trigger Gap Airfield, which is near the Madison County line. Investigators say it happened while the plane was trying to take off from the Grass Airfield. The Carroll County Sheriff's Office hasn't revealed any information about the severity of the injuries or if anyone else was on board.
2 years after an EF2 tornado tore through Rogers, city leaders are marking an important recovery milestone. Tuesday night, council members approved moving $16 million from a tornado recovery account back into the city's main operating budget. Leaders also declared May 26 City Employee Appreciation Day, recognizing the thousands of hours employees spent helping the community recover.
I've never been surrounded by people that are more dedicated to the public service, to the betterment of their community, and oftentimes, despite what their own dreams, goals, and aspirations might be, that they understand they're a part of something a little bit bigger.
City leaders also unveiled a display filled with signatures from the city employees who helped lead the recovery effort. The display will remain at City Hall as a reminder of the work that followed that storm. We may feel like we've been getting a lot of rain here lately, but it's not enough to keep Arkansas out of a drought.
Yeah, coupling that with that late freeze in March, well, it's created some challenges for farmers across the state. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach joins us live in Alma with more. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. Lauren, well, here at Lehman Family Farms in Alma, they tell me that late freeze in March did damage their blueberry crop. Other crops like raspberries and blackberries are doing well, but with the summer months ahead and that dry weather coming up, it is important to take precaution, and they're trying several new ways to protect their crops from severe weather. One of those methods is irrigation ponds for when the rainfall isn't quite as plentiful as it usually is. The farm also built what is called a high tunnel. That's an unheated plastic-covered structure used to grow raspberries. For the blackberry crop, they use a rotating cross arm or RCA trellis, which allows farmers to rotate the plant into various positions during winter freezes or extreme sun.
We laid them over the whole month of April so that they bloom on one side, and then we stand them up, and now you're picking berries in the shade on the north side. Another advantage to that is if we know that we've got a frost coming or a freeze, technically we can lay these over and then we can cover them with giant blankets. And these blankets can protect them from a frost or a freeze.
We also spoke with the Crawford County Extension Office, who say that the crops, peaches and blueberries, did face difficulty because of that late freeze in March. Other crops that are non-irrigated, like soybeans and corn, could also face issues with that drought that is continuing throughout the natural state with the hot summer months coming up. Live in Alma, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
All right, thanks for that, Claire. It is 6:36 this morning. We're taking a live look out at the White House, where President Trump is set to meet with top advisors.
The focus, ongoing Iran peace talks now facing new complications from escalating regional fighting. Jared Hill has more.
President Trump is set to huddle with his cabinet at the White House today amid ongoing talks toward a peace deal with Iran. It comes after the Pentagon said it launched defensive strikes this week on targets in southern Iran, including missile launch sites and Iranian boats attempting to lay mines in the Strait of Hormuz.
This striking juxtaposition between a pretty violent time in the Strait, where the United States is striking targets. Meanwhile, a White House that says that the ceasefire is still in effect and that we are close to a deal. These two things don't seem to go together.
Iran slammed the strikes as a ceasefire violation and has hinted it may retaliate. Tuesday, Iranian state TV released footage of a U.S. MQ Reaper drone that its Revolutionary Guard Corps claimed to have shot down. Further complicating efforts toward peace is Israel's intensifying operation against Hezbollah in Lebanon. Sources tell CBS News that ending that conflict is an element of a draft peace proposal. As the president tries to clinch a victory abroad, he's claimed a political win at home. CBS News projects that Trump-backed Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton beat out four-term Senator John Cornyn for the state's Republican Senate nomination.
President Trump is the leader of our party, and his endorsement in this is the most powerful force in politics.
Paxton will face Democrat Texas State Representative James Tallarico this fall. Jared Hill, CBS News.
In other news, at least one person was killed, 9 workers missing after a chemical tank imploded at a Longview, Washington pulp and paper mill on Tuesday. Local officials there say recovery efforts are expected to resume today at the Nippon Danwov Packaging Company after the massive tank containing a corrosive liquid called liquor ruptured. At least 8 other people were injured, including a firefighter. Roughly 40 paramedics and firefighters responded to the incident. Fire investigators say it's too early, though, to determine the cause of the implosion.
The recovery operations, they remain focused on safely accessing all affected areas of the facility, recovering victims, and supporting impacted families while ensuring responder safety.
Well, authorities say that there's no immediate threat to the general public, but did warn that agencies are monitoring for any potential environmental impacts. Members of the Longview community held a vigil last night to support those killed, injured, and missing in the implosion.
The Supreme Court has issued a blow to Meta that could impact other tech companies. The justices refused to review a decision from Vermont's Supreme Court that allows the state to pursue claims against the social media company. Vermont's Attorney General is suing Instagram, claiming it violated state law intended to curb social media addiction. But Meta argues the state's courts don't have jurisdiction to review the case. The Supreme Court allowing the case to move forward could impact cases brought by other states.